pill kit. In my pill kit. In my pill kit. Take over. My pill kit. In my pill kit. Hey, my pill kit.
All right. Could do my normal, aggressive. You know what, I'm thinking actually today, we've given you guys 2 episodes of ego lifting. Why don't we get some good squeeze motions going today? Show you guys what it really looks like to work out. You know, you want to grow a muscle. It's not always about how much weight you can move. There are days for that. Sometimes you got to squeeze. I'm thinking today we're going to squeeze. Start with some pull downs. Let's get it started. I'm getting lean enough now where I can do like pull-ups and stuff again. That's the hardest part about going through the bulk and being fat and all these problems. You want to do any of these basic movements, you're freaking done. Your elbows get all messed up, it's brutal. But we're just about 2 months into the OT summer stack, and I'm probably gonna finish it up soon. I mean, I'm almost where I wanna be. You know, I'm as lean as I've been in a while, even while in a pretty drastic calorie surplus, especially lately. On my birthday, I had that sushi cake. That was an extra 2,000 calories on top of, you know, my normal amount that I got to. And then I had cake over the weekend. I was just being a little fat fuck. But pretty crazy, you know, the way this shit works. Like, you can be in calorie surplus and still lose weight. I guess by definition, you're no longer in calorie surplus if that's the case, because your metabolism has increased to the point where you need more calories. But pretty wild. Like, I'm eating till I'm full. Let's call it that. I'm eating till I'm full, yet I'm still losing body fat. Kind of gnarly. Like, I don't know how many people could say that throughout history until like now. The future's kind of sick.
I just went Capiche while in Japan. Having exotic hoes, I got exotic hoes, I'm high demand. I got love for them, it ain't no trolling, them can't go for bait.
Let's see, we'll squeeze 175. We'll keep it light today. For reference, I'm 220, so cut it by about 45, 50 pounds. Should make for a nice pump. Now what I like on this one is I got the 2-prong, so I can do the one side each. Rips this shit. Now we'll see how this looks when we're done. Oh boy. OT summer stack is some sort of hormonal treatment, some sort of growth hormone releasing thing. It could be a peptide or actual GH, and then some sort of GLP-1. And then those 3 create this perfect blend of still building muscle, yet losing fat and feeling phenomenal while you're on it. So I have been loving the OT summer stack, and it is without a doubt the #1 thing that people are calling us about right now is those 3 together. Beach season. Here in Florida, it's always beach season, but summertime, everybody wants to get ripped up. That's the best way to do it. No one in here today, I can really let it out, be as vocal as I want. It doesn't bother me all the time, but when there's like a chick next to you and she's like in her little Pilates set and whatnot, it's like, I don't really care that she's there, but like, do I want to sit there and scare her? You know, not really. So now I'm worried about other people while I'm trying, and it's just a mess. But not today. There's nobody here. Lucky me. Feel this way. So I'm halfway there, and it don't take too long. We're gone. I'm halfway gone. There we go. All right, let's see how it's coming. Yeah, that's how you want that to look right there. Yeah, like it comes up on out of here. It's a weird looking shape. We're gonna get creative here. Oh no. That's a shame, look at that. I know that feeling. I get it. A little too much bag for that guy. No, I would never do that. All right, now watch how we get creative here. Ah. For those of you that have never tried that, give that a try next time you're in the gym. It doesn't have to be on one that has two like this. It's pretty hard to find. But even just a regular pull down like that eviscerates the lat. I would say that exercise, probably the #1 reason that my back is as overdeveloped as it is. There's not many other movements that like actually pull and stretch this way. And then when you come down, it brings it all the way to the opposite side. Like a pull down, you don't really get as far down as most people would like. And the way up is a little uncontrolled sometimes. Nothing pulls my lat like this exercise. Everybody's body is different. That's what gets me the most about the fitness industry. All these guys like, oh, this is the only way you work. I know the best way to work out. You have to follow this way and you have to pay for my course so I can tell you how to do it this way. That's the biggest load of shit ever. Literally every single person's body is completely different. Anybody that claims to have the answer is full of shit. The answer is try shit and see what works for your body. If it works and you're growing from it, keep doing that thing. It doesn't matter if you look stupid or your form is bad. Who cares? Are you getting growth or not? It blows my mind. I don't know if you guys can hear the music they're playing at the moment, but this is just not conducive for a good workout at all. I would usually have my AirPods in, but I need to talk to you guys. What's this song? Boss bitch music is the best way I would describe it. Not for me, you know, like fortunately, unfortunately, whatever, I am not a black woman. So like, I don't think this is like the coolest thing in the world for me. I happen to be a white male young adult. I need like Linkin Park in here. You know, like I need something that talks to me a little bit. We're building it, oh, to burn it down. Something like that. You know, a whiny white boy scream about his feelings. That's what gets me going. We'll make a suggestion at the front desk. Ah. Ah. What's up, Vincent? How you doing? Oh yeah. OT employees at the gym. Wanna know why? Because they're all jacked and on test. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, fuck. Come on. Ooh, yeah. That felt good. We'll do one more of those. I'll do this last one crossed. Get a little extra squeeze. Ah. That's enough of that. I got an idea. This will hurt. I would normally pump this up to 4 on a really strong day, 5 plates, but in honor of squeeze day, we're gonna keep it light. I guess technically I shouldn't need these if it's light, but I would rather my back fail than my forearms. I think a lot of people have a backwards conception of these as well. They're like, oh, you're missing out on so much forearm strength and so many forearm gains by putting those on. No, I'm using my forearms the whole time. These just catch them when they give out so that I can go to actual failure. And I never understand the argument because everybody I see that wears them, their forearms are huge. So I know I'm not missing out on anything because I see it. But again, classic case of the fitness industry, the medical industry, the whatever, trying to overanalyze and put all the science behind it is do what works. If it's working, keep doing it. If it's not working, stop doing it. Like, it's not rocket science, but for some reason that's a crazy concept and everybody needs a peer-reviewed study before they can have their opinion on anything. And those people will remain stagnant forever. I ain't seeing no damn peer-reviewed study coming out on straps anytime soon, nor am I gonna see it on half the stuff I talk about. Okay, here we go. Those ones are tough when they pull you because you're hitting this thing right in the solar plexus. Knocks the wind out of you. See, you're gonna catch me being retarded on here. You're gonna clip that up. Come on, there we go. Oh, fuck, come on. Unfortunately, while the camera was down, there was a bunda that walked by. And sometimes I wonder while I'm in here, you know, is that like a BBL? Or like, did you work for that? If you did, great, I mean, good for you. But I see a lot of, especially women fitness influencers, that will like be like, do my 10-step workout routine for this physique, and then they have like a BBL and a tummy tuck. I'm just like, that seems fraudulent, you know? What a world they live in, you know, women, where like, you don't actually have to do anything. You could just get the surgery to look exactly how you want, and you don't ever have to exercise. You can, like I would go insane if I didn't, but these women can get a BBL, they can get a boob job, and they can get their stomach literally inverted, nose job, and all of a sudden, you could take a literal 3, and you would have no idea, now you think this is the hottest chick on the planet. I don't wanna hear shit about fucking period cramps. Boo-hoo. At that point. There's too many people on the internet talking about, oh, I'm gonna stop period cramps. Why don't we make them stronger? It seems like they got a pretty cool setup going to me, where you just find a rich dude, get him to pay for your entire physique, and then from then on, your life is just awesome. Now, I will say, there's like a dichotomy to it. So like the average woman has a better life than like 70% of men, I would say. But the best version of a woman's life just simply cannot compare to the best version of a man's life. It's not even close. The reason it's better to be a woman than like an average dude is you have access to shit that average dude would never have access to in his entire life. Like, you get to go on the $200 million yacht just because you were there and you didn't look like shit. Like, there are some beat women on those yachts, if I'm being honest with you. That regular dude has no shot of getting on that boat. He'll never go. But if you're that top 10%, top 20% dude, and you have the yacht, or you have anything close, like, you know, you have something desirable to women, now not only do you have access to all that stuff because it's yours, but you get to pick who's around you. As the woman, you know, you don't get to pick. You don't get to pick who's around because you got invited. But you get to now control the scenario. You get to create whatever you want it to be in that scenario, and that is 10 times cooler than just getting invited on the boat. But it's difficult for a guy in his 20s because he looks at that, he's like, man, these girls that I want to go to school, like, my competition is these 40-year-old dudes who are bringing these chicks on boats. Like, I'm not going to get to go on those boats, so it's really easy to say that they have the better one. But that's the benefit of being a man, is you get better as you get older. Those women, when they turn 30, all of a sudden they don't get invited on the boat anymore. used up, dried out. That's disgusting. But I mean, that's the reality of the game. So a lot of dudes, especially, you know, if you're in your 20s, 30s, and you're like, shit, like I wish I had this access to this kind of shit. Just wait. When you're in your 40s and 50s, your world is about to be freaking awesome. You know, women get like 6 to 7 years where they get to have that just unlimited access. Dudes, we get that for like 40 years until we're in our like 60s and 70s and we start to, you know, decline a little bit. But unless you got this type of stuff where you can just take all the things to be young forever. I could go on about this all day. Let me hit this fucking set. Drop set. Let's move on. I know what I want to do next. Rear delt fly. If you saw it in our first episode, I did this one. I pulled it back. I'll do a little more of a tight squeeze on here. Although this machine, another thing I hit my head on quite a bit. And grip here makes all the difference in the world because you go hold it. A lot of people I see hold it on top. To me, I feel that in my triceps because I'm like almost doing like a kickback. Versus if I hold it down here, all in the back and the shoulders. We're gonna have to make that a little heavier. I know we're squeezing, but we're not women. Oh. Mm. Ah. Up. Guy's not gonna outgrunt me. Ah. Ah. We're having a grunt off. Little does he know, I don't go down that easy. I'll do it even when I'm not working out. That was the autism. Oh, come on. That was a loud one. Felt good though. I can like kind of get down with this. This makes me feel like I want to be at like a beach club or something, you know? A little like virgin Mai Tai, some mushrooms on the beach. Maybe I'll do that tomorrow. That sounds nice. All right, let's get out of here. This is my favorite trap exercise. The water fought me back. That was a little bit gay what just happened to me right now. Need a minute. This is another one of those exercises where like I'm gonna look kind of retarded, but it just works. This is also another one. I would usually do 3 plates, and we're gonna do a squeeze. This is one to try at home if you haven't already. I learned this from someone who used to work at my company, worked directly with Rich Piana, for any of you bodybuilding fanatics out there. Big guy, if you didn't know. And he said his trap workout that he did to get those mountains that he had, you take this, and you hold for 6 seconds, and then you go down, that's 1. 6 seconds, 2. It's a tough squeeze, and you literally look like you've got like some sort of mental retardation while you're doing it. I've always said, if you're not making a retarded face, you're probably not going hard enough. If you're not getting autism allegations, put a little more weight on there. That'll get you going, look at that. Oh. That was a huge difference when I started actually hitting traps. A lot of people don't hit them because they'll grow on their own. I like a fat trap up there. But you don't need to do anything crazy. So I do push-pull legs, but then the first push is chest focused with a little bit of shoulders. And then the second push is shoulder focus with a little bit of chest. On back, I do the same thing. And on the shoulder focus pull day, on traps, I'll do like 6 sets of trap, which is a lot of sets of just doing this over and over again. A day like today, probably 3 sets. I mean, I'll walk out of here feeling plump up there, because part of back as well is, you know, that just gets hit.
Yeah, ayy, 7 to 10s. I be outside from 7 to 10. That's 7 p.m. to 10 a.m. Nigga, I don't got no regular friends. I see the ops in the party, they jacking and acting all extra again. I keep the same energy when it's me on top of floor 10 of my friends.
One more of those. Oh, went a little dizzy there. That's the second time I've almost gone down on this show. When we were doing it on the shoulder press, I actually almost, like, that was the closest I think I've ever come to fainting without fainting. This is the OT summer stack, man. Like, this is it. You don't need anything else. If your goal is purely physique, this is the only thing you need. Hormones, GLP, some sort of growth hormone, secretagogue. You need to reinvent the wheel here. People, I'm doing this crazy diet, this crazy split, focus on this different motion of whatever. Sure, that might help like an extra 10, 20%, maybe, but just put in your body what it needs to create the optimal muscle development and fat loss environment, and none of the other shit really matters all that. As long as you're getting enough protein and carbs, the muscle's gonna happen, the body is gonna learn to burn more fat, raise your insulin sensitivity. Like, I don't know, everybody wants to overcomplicate it. These people spending their whole day, I'm gonna naturally raise my testosterone, I'm gonna go get in the sun and eat steak and avoid plastics and do red light on my testicles, and they spend their whole day trying to figure out how to just do this naturally. For what? If you want to do it naturally, just take an enclomiphene pill. And the worst part about it is they do all that stuff, they spend all that time, and they maybe raise it like 50 points, maybe. I've been down this path, seen it, it's not worth it. Let's get it on here. We'll do a real squeeze. Usually, some biceps, I would do dumbbells or a barbell first. What about this pulley is calling me today? This cable speaking to me. Could be the mushrooms. Oh yeah, there it is. I like these because you can fuck around with your hands a little bit. Like the first couple, I didn't really like get the squeeze I was looking for because I had the whole thing in my hand like this until I inverted it a little bit, and I really just have it in between my thumb and my pointer finger, and I feel that a lot more. It's not vertical, it's just where the tension point is on my grip. Yeah, that's the one. Yeah, that's a good squeeze. Nothing feels quite as good as like a real good bicep pump. Everything else is like whatever. That and shoulders, you get a good one going, just feel like you can do anything. I got to assume the lighting this way is probably pretty sick too. We should see something pretty cool here. You know, I might have just discovered something just now. I've never really felt a good bicep pump on the outside here, and I would argue that's probably my biggest problem area. You know, I have it on here. I don't have it as much on here. might have just discovered a new movement for myself. And all of you got to watch it happen live. Yeah, that's kind of dope. How exciting. We do a little bit of biceps. We'll do some hammers. Music's gotten better. Good circa probably 2016 right now. Great year for those of you who are around. Although most of my audience is actually above 30. So you guys were older than I was. Some of you guys were in college. You got to see the peak. I think college probably peaked, you know, as an American culture, probably between like 2008 and 2016. Probably like the best time to be in college. I got the tail end of it, of when it was cool. I bet now it probably is ass. So many rules. People keep dying. I'll lock in on this one. We'll get a good squeeze. Come on. That's a heavy squeeze. Usually people do squeeze on the hammers, you know, they'll drop it down. That's always been a strong movement for me. This way, not this way. Genetics, bad wrists. All right, let's see how we're looking. Oh yeah. Not too bad. I've seen worse. Let's do the best finisher of all time. Another one, you really look retarded doing it. But boy, does it work. I have a lot of comments split into two sides, three sides really, but the main two, I have people saying, oh, you're taking all this stuff just to have a physique that's achievable naturally. And it's like, okay, I'll give you that. There are probably some people out there with some really good genetics that could achieve my physique naturally, or not even good genetics, that just don't have shit genetics. I don't think I have very good bodybuilding genetics. You know, I was born very skinny fat, 150 pounds soaking wet when I was in high school. Nothing in the right place. The only weight was here, and here is ugly. And then I have the other half of people that are like, well, anybody could look like that when they're taking that much gear. Which one is it? Do I look like I'm on gear, or do I look like I'm on natural? Other people will give me the crap of, well, you've just got great genetics. Mother. If you saw what I looked like before I did all of this to myself, ridiculous. Let's go. This is what gets you going to work out right here. What's going on?
Run to the money, gotta run through a jet. Vacate birthday, gotta go jet. Shout know how to eat up and get it. I'm going bigger than never a bitch. I'm going Morocco, you gotta be on the list. Hop on a global script with a stick. I got a pop on a summer.
Man, come over to the bike. Do 100. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now the key, you do that without using much of your legs. It's mostly the arms. And just like anything, it's where you squeeze, right? You know, it's funny. I find the most random movements like that do the most for me. Like, that's a bike. For most people, that's cardio. How many people are using that as like an arm workout? Probably not many. Let's go pose it down.
You know, I laugh at.
I spent my valuable time to take this call, don't ask for none. You think I'ma go back 4 or 5 days with y'all, you actually done. If one of you fuckboys playing about my bag, I'm packing it up. Bitch jumped into this Maybach sober and hopped out high as fuck.
Let's go mix this sucker up. I actually really look forward to this protein shake every day. And it's crazy because it's unflavored. So the fact that I actually like enjoy it, it's a little concerning, but I think I've melted most of my taste buds off from just having the same food every day for the last 5 years now. And I think we covered a lot of good today. Taught people how to get jacked and shredded, OT summer stack, hormones, GLP, and a growth hormone secretagogue. We covered what your value is as a man. Like, you guys have far better experience if you can be in the, you know, the upper echelon of dudes. And all that takes is very little. I mean, the number one most important resource as a man, however you want to look at it, is money. Men, the way we look at women is all based on their appearance. Women look at men based on what they can provide. So a physical body is great, you know, that's their natural instinct to want a protector, to want a whatever. But the real most valuable king of the jungle these days is the guy with the most money. Because then you can hire security, you know, you can buy guns, you can buy whatever. So money is the most important in terms of like the women's dichotomy. Now, if you can make some money and be jacked and shredded, you got a recipe for having a pretty badass life. And we also covered, you know, little extra bits about working out, extra movements. I would say we learned some pretty good things today. I learned some things today. I learned about a new exercise that's gonna hit the outside of my bicep, which is a lagging body part for me. And even just saying these things, like, you know, we're talking about, you know, value as a man, the different things to put in the body. It helps me relearn it for myself. You know, they say the best way to learn anything is to teach it or explain it or try to explain it to somebody else. I get a lot out of these. Hopefully you guys are enjoying these. And if you are, I'll keep doing them because it gives me, it's almost like a therapy session. I get to just talk out loud about whatever I feel like. And that can be, you know, the retarded things that I say. It can be things about things that I like fitness and chicks and whatnot. I don't know, leave a comment. Tell me if you like what we're doing so far. If there's things that you want to see added in, you know, if there's certain topics you want me to cover, I'd be happy to touch on them. I'm no expert by any means on most things, only really a couple things I would say I'm really good at. But if you guys want my take, I'm happy to help. We'll see you guys in the next one.